This is Levi Salomão's video series on Brazilian antitrust law. Although cartels remain a top priority for CADE, a more recent development in Brazil's competition law enforcement is related to the increasing number of investigations involving unilateral conducts, that is, non-collusive, anti-competitive conducts undertaken by one company that has market dominance. In this video, we'll review CADE's rules regarding anti-competitive unilateral conducts and the applicable fines in case of an infringement. Acts that have the object or effect of limiting or harming competition, exerting dominance over a relevant market, increasing profits on a discretionary basis, or abusing a dominant position are violations to the Brazilian Competition Act. Abuse of dominance can take multiple and varied forms. The Competition Act does not list all the types of conducts that may be deemed abusive, but CADE's practice has generally focused on conducts associated with attempts to maintain or extend power in a market in which the party has a dominant position, or to gain power in a related market. CADE prosecutes unilateral practices that are both exploitative and exclusionary in nature, including refusals to deal, predatory pricing, and limiting access to inputs or distribution channels. Vertical practices such as resale price maintenance, price discrimination, and tying could also be deemed abusive in Brazil. So how does CADE assess whether a unilateral practice is anti-competitive? For a conduct to be deemed anti-competitive, two conditions must be fulfilled. First, the company must hold a dominant position, which means that the player must hold at least 20% of a given market. Second, CADE must find that the potential anti-competitive effects of the conduct outweigh its potential efficiencies. That is what's called a rule of reason analysis. Given that many unilateral behaviors can have pro-competitive effects, CADE will only consider illegal behaviors that can cause greater harm than good.
A company found to have abused its dominant position in Brazil may face sanctions of up to 20% of the pre-tax turnover in the year before the beginning of the investigation in the economic segment affected by the conduct. To ensure that the sanction will be proportionate, CADE usually limits the fines to 10% of the turnover in the line of business affected by the conduct in cases involving abuse of dominance. The competition law also provides that directors and other executives may face sanctions of up to 20% of the fine imposed on the company. One of CADE's most memorable decisions involving abuse of dominance was issued in 2009. The investigation, launched in 2004, involved a company with 70% market share in the beer market in Brazil. CADE concluded that the loyalty program implemented by the company led to exclusionary effects and prevented competition in Brazil. The fine imposed on the company of 352 million reais is to date the record fine imposed in an abuse of dominance case. Another landmark decision in an abuse of dominance case was issued by CADE in 2013. It involved an auto parts manufacturer that set minimum resale prices. CADE deemed the conduct to be illegal unless the defendant was able to prove efficiencies. Nonetheless, CADE has notably disregarded efficiencies defenses both in merger cases and investigations of anti-competitive conduct. In fact, it has never cleared a transaction or acquitted a company based solely on an efficiencies defense. In this case, CADE imposed a minimum fine on the company, a 1% fine of the pre-tax turnover in the year before the investigation.